if you think about the name of my podcast, Reset to Reinvent. If you're getting a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, guess what? You're having to reinvent yourself. You're having to reset. Don't you think that a person that stepped out of behind those bars, and for the last time, prayerfully for that person, and they look back and they're like, okay, Lord, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for getting me through this. Thank you for getting me out of here alive. And then they're not familiar with some of the high tech stuff that's going on. I mean, they're having to reinvent themselves. So we all need a second chance. They may not call it Second Chance Sunday at your church for your second chance, but we all need a second chance.
Hi, I'm Helen Blocker Adams, host of Reset to Reinvent podcast.
And I'm Vanessa, CEO of Talent Connect.
We have connected our talent as women entrepreneurs, and I am pleased to announce Talent Connect as a founding sponsor for our popular podcast.
For any of your staffing, payroll, or other business services needs, be sure to check out our website at talentconnectga.net. That's talentconnectga.net.
And don't forget to subscribe to our popular YouTube channel, Reset to Reinvent YouTube channel. Yes, he's coming. He's coming to the home of James Brown. Yes, he is. David Shands, also known as the King of Podcasting, is coming to the AUG, and you want to be there. Not only is he coming, he is bringing Donnie Wiggins with him. Check out Social Proof Podcasts. Oh, you've seen them. Yes, you have. And they're going to be right here in Augusta, Georgia. Thursday, April 23rd. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a free event. You need to go ahead and scan this QR code. Get your seat registered right now. Limited VIP tickets are available, and limited vendor and sponsorships are available as well. Oh my goodness. We're so excited. We are so excited about having David Shands here in Augusta, Georgia, the home of James Brown. So you want to be there? It's a free event. We'll see you there.
Hello, and welcome to episode 56 of Reset to Reinvent podcast. I am your host, Helen Blocker Adams. We're in the month of April showers and all that other kind of good stuff. And, you know, the month of April is a little special to me because my sister, my deceased sister that you have heard me talk about, and my brother, my younger brother, both of them, their birthdays are on April the 9th. They were born exactly a year apart. April 9th is their birthday. So that makes April a little special to me. But also, check this out. April has several designations. You know, every month is always something special about a month. And in particular, the month of April is officially designated as National Poetry Month, Stress Awareness Month. That sounds like an excellent topic for this month, doesn't it? Because I know there's somebody that's listening or watching a little stressed right now. You know, if you think about it, there are so many things going on in the world, in our communities, in our homes, that just creates stress. And that's a whole topic in itself. And we're not going to be talking about that today. But the fact that it is Stress Awareness Month, this might be an opportunity for you to do some research on how you can reduce your stress, relieve your stress. Certainly when it comes to self-care, wouldn't you agree that self-care and less stress kind of goes together? And so I want you to kind of deviate from what we're going to be talking about today and actually for the month of April. But the fact that we know now that the month of April is Stress Awareness Month. So if there are some stresses going on in your life, if you're stressed about work, about business, about relationships, or whatever, do some research. Certainly dive into the word. That will help relieve some of the stress. Exercise, it's beautiful outside these days. So do some things to relieve your stress, okay? Now that you know we can do better, all right? It's also the month of April is officially designated as Earth Month. And once again, we think of relieving stress. We think of self-care. We think of the earth. Well, go outside and take a deep breath. Don't you feel better already? Earth Day, Earth Month, okay? Also, this is really important. April is officially designated as National Autism Acceptance Month. That's once again a whole nother topic. But when you think about it, there are a lot of people who are autistic. And matter of fact, I have a family member who's, I think it's her grandson that's autistic. And just a special, sweet child, smart as a whip. Okay. So if you know anybody, if there's any events going on in your community, then, take advantage of participating, especially if autism is something that's kind of close and dear to your heart. Okay. But April, for the sake of our episodes for the month of April on Reset to Reinvent podcast, April is also designated as Second Chance Month. Now, those two words right there, think about it. When you think of those two words, second chance, what goes through your mind? Second chance in a marriage. Some people get married one time and it's like, I'm done, but how about a second chance? What goes through your mind when you think about second chance? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to you to, if you're on YouTube, go in my comments and make a comment. Talk to me. Let me know when you think about the word second chance. What goes through your mind? Now, I'm going to share with you some things in this episode. I'm also going to share with you what the designation officially means, but then we can branch off on so many different ways when you think about second chance, second chance. I think about, Lord Jesus, I've had second, third, fourth, fifth chances, if you think about it, whether it's, I ran for public office 3 different times, that was 3 different chances. And I've been married 2 times. Okay. Now I'm not giving up on the idea of marriage, but it's not high on my radar either. Okay. No offense to either guy that I was married. It just hasn't happened like that. And we'll see. It may or may not. But I'm good. I'm good. But second chance. What goes through your mind when you think of second chance? So, for this episode, and so today's episode is going to be kind of shorter than most of my episodes, because I just want to give you just a little overview of what Second Chance is all about. And I can tell you that we're going to have a guest come back this month. That this is something that we've never done before. We've never had a back by popular demand type of situation, but it has come up because this lady that was one of my guests last month, man, the views and the comments on many of the clips that we took from that particular episode, I mean, we broke records. One in particular had over 5,000 views. Now, hey, we're just babies in the podcasting space. Okay, we're episode 56. So to have 5,000 views, that's just huge. That's just absolutely huge. So in a moment, I'm going to share with you who that person is that's going to be coming back in this not on this episode, but one of the episodes in the month of April. And once I share with you the official designation for Second Chance and the fact that April is officially designated, you're going to know who I'm talking about. Okay. That's if you saw my episodes last month. Okay. But how about we do this first? Before we go further, I need for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe and like whatever platform that you're on as you watch and listen to Reset to Reinvent. We really want you to do that. We're trying to reach as many people as we can and make an impact, of course. But we also want you to share the episode. Share the episode with someone that you think can benefit from whatever we're talking about on that given month. You do that for me. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. April is also recognized as Second Chance Month. Second Chance Month. And what it is, it's a nationwide campaign led by an organization called Prison Fellowship. Now that gave it away in terms of who my guest is coming back, right? Oh, you don't know who I'm talking about because you didn't see or listen to the episode. Looks like you need to go back to the month of March and check it out. Okay, so you know what, guys? I'm just having fun, okay? Prison Fellowship, this nationwide campaign, is to raise awareness. Check this out. Raise awareness about the 1 in 3 American adults with a criminal record and reduce barriers to reentry. Okay, there's 2 different things going on here. Actually, 3. 1 in 3 Americans. So that means if you're at an event or you're at church or you're at school or you're at your job, you count 1, 2, 3. Oops. That person may have a criminal record. 1, 2, 3. Think about that. 1 in 3 American adults have a criminal record. Now, what's so startling about that is many people have that record through not so much fault of their own. Sometimes a person gets caught up being at the wrong place at the wrong time. Or like in the case of Melissa Johnson, who is our back by popular demand guest who's going to be joining us later on this month. She struck a deal with her attorney. She was led to believe that she was only going to be incarcerated like 18 to 24 months, but she got 144 months. That's a lot. That's a big difference. And she ended up serving. I mean, that was a total of 12 years that she was sentenced. Contrary to what she was told by her attorney, that happens a lot. I'm a Law and Order girl. I like watching Law and Order and cop shows like that. And granted, this is not to say that, hey, if a person, they do the crime, they do the crime, gotta pay and do the time. Yes, I get that. But what if they have served their time and they're not a you remember, who is it I'm thinking of? Charles Manson. Remember, the Manson murders. Now, a lot of you guys are young and you don't know what in the world I'm talking about. But Charles Manson, now he was a crazy person. Someone like him needs to stay in prison until he dies. Okay. But there's a lot of people that have, they just caught up and did something that they weren't supposed to do and they got incarcerated, but they're not a bad person. They're not a bad person. They get out. And that's what the second part of this, when we talk about raising awareness, 1 in 3 American adults with a criminal record. And then that's part of the awareness that this organization wants to let people know. Because if you've never been, because those numbers are shocking to me. I don't know about you. 1 in 3 adults. And that's not even including these kids that are getting in trouble. Oh, yeah. Gee. Okay. Raising awareness about the fact that 1 in 3 American adults have a criminal record. That's one piece of the awareness. The other is reducing barriers to reentry. So what are we talking about here? You've got people that serve their time. They're good people. They're not, serial killers. They've done something wrong. They've paid their time. They're good people. And they come out, they can't get a job. Because every application that you have filled out, there is a question whether there's, if you're applying to get your insurance license, you better believe that question is on there. Are you a convicted felon? And from what I've heard is that, I think, and don't quote me on this now. We can confirm it with Militia, but I believe unless your record has been expunged, then, it's going to be out there. So if you're applying to a job and it asks that question, you don't want to lie. Because if you are, you are. There are a lot of companies, and that's some of the things that we're going to be talking about with Militia later on this month, is there are many companies out there that are very sensitive and empathetic toward people who have gotten in trouble, who are now out in the world and they want to be a law-abiding citizen and make a contribution in this world. But then there's a lot of people that look at them like, like they got leprosy or something. And it's just not fair. And so the awareness for this month is strong for this organization called Prison Fellowship. You can check them out. Okay. But here's what I really like. Here's what I really like in terms of April being recognized as Second Chance Month, because we're going to take a couple of different angles, okay, as we look at the different going to other weeks in the month of April, okay. But all month long, churches across the U.S. are holding, and they've already started, as a matter of fact. Militia was telling me that a couple of weeks ago, she has been church after church after church not just on Sundays, but other nights of the week where the church has had second chance Sundays or second chance Wednesdays or second chance Tuesdays. And what an audience to be able to share. And here's what they're doing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to one here in Augusta later on this month where Militia is going to be there. And it's going to be a chance for me to get a chance to see her because I haven't seen her in a long time. You've got to go back to that episode. I think it was episode 53 or 54. You've got to listen to it. Watch it. It was really good. Really, really good. But the fact that these second chance Sundays are to bring awareness. But what they're doing is having people speak who have been incarcerated, who are now out, and they're doing different things and they're making an impact on our society in a positive way. So isn't that cool? So here's what I'd like for you to do is find a church wherever you are or Google churches in your community that are having second chance Sundays and go and visit. Be a part of the solution. Be a part of helping to build awareness, because 1 in 3 American adults with a criminal record, that's a lot of people. And then think about it. Everybody deserves a second chance. You've had a second chance. You may not have gone to prison. I haven't gone to prison. I've never been in jail. But I tell you what, I've had a lot of second chances. What about you? So here's what I want to do. I'm going to flip the switch just a little bit. Now, even if you think about the name of my podcast, Reset to Reinvent. If you're getting a second chance, a third chance, a fourth chance, guess what? You're having to reinvent yourself. You're having to reset. Don't you think that a person that stepped out of behind those bars and for the last time prayerfully for that person, and they look back and they're like, okay, Lord, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for getting me through this. Thank you for getting me out of here alive. And then they're having to, especially if they've been incarcerated for a long period of time, and they're not familiar with some of the high-tech stuff that's going on. I mean, they're having to reinvent themselves. So we all need a second chance. They may not call it Second Chance Sunday at your church for your second chance, but we all need a second chance. So here's what I did. I said, okay, how can we take this a little bit further? Because I'm only going to let you know about one guest, and that's Militia. She's coming later on this month, okay? But I've got 2 other guests. This is going to be absolutely phenomenal. I'll give you a heads up the week before they come on and be a part of this, this month's episode, but I'm really excited about it. Okay. I know you're saying she's always excited. Yes, I am. Because it's all about you. It's all about what can I do? What can I say? What information can I share? Can I provide that makes an impact on you, that can help you, in whatever is going on in your life, or maybe someone that you know. And I have a feeling that most of you were not aware that 1 in 3 American adults have a criminal record. Am I right or wrong? Okay. So here's what I did. I said, okay, what's a synonym for second chance? So that we can expand this, because somebody is probably saying, well, I've never been incarcerated, so I don't really need a second chance. Okay. All right. Hold tight. So second chance also means another opportunity, a fresh start, a new beginning, another try, or a do-over? I bet you can identify with at least one of those. Can we agree? So these phrases represent a new opportunity to attempt something again, a second time, sometimes a third time. I mean, when I think about all of my years, I've been self-employed since 1991. Some of y'all weren't even born. 1991, that's a long time to be self-employed. Okay. And I've made so many mistakes. Lost money, made money, didn't make enough money, had to file for bankruptcy once, rebuilt. I mean, just so many things occur throughout the journey of entrepreneurship. So I have restarted and had a do-over many times. So think about, what about your restarts, your second chance? Have you start writing some of them down? And what's I think is so unique about the whole idea of a second chance is that it's going to be better than the first time you tried it. Think about that person who got out of prison. Obviously, they've had a lot of time to think about what they did and who they hurt and all of that stuff. And they really have a pure heart to go out and make a mark on this world, in their neighborhood, in their family. How refreshing is that? Wow, that's what a second chance means to me. A fresh start, a new way of looking at things, because sometimes we just don't get it right the first time or the second time. Some top synonyms for second chance: fresh start, new beginning, opportunity for you to clean the slate and start all over again. It could be a relationship, it could be a job. And right now, I mean, there are so many, people concerned about AI. AI is going to be taking jobs and this and that. And there may be some truth to that, but that's an opportunity for you to restart, to try something new, to take some of these courses, go to some of these seminars and learn about some things that maybe you've never explored before. There's some validity to having a second chance. You may just get it right the next time. Y'all feel me? This is making sense. And when you hear, oh my goodness, some of the other guests that I'm going to have this month, you're going to see how they have restarted, fresh start. Now, things were painful, and that's one thing about a second chance. We went through some hurt. We went through some pain, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. But oh my goodness, God gives us a second chance. And you all do realize at the end of the day, it's God who's given us the second chance. I just want to make sure that y'all didn't forget that, because that's the bottom line. Any second chance, I don't care what it is, it's God who's allowed you to have a second chance. And the thing about it, he ain't going to judge. Lord have mercy. Isn't that a good thing? Because people will judge. And I can just imagine with someone who's been incarcerated and the shame and the humiliation and all of those things, and how people judge. And it's like, man, we don't have no right to judge now. Okay, don't go there. Don't go there. Here's another synonym for second chance: another opportunity, another try, a repeat attempt, whether it's a business. And let's just say, you made some mistakes and things flopped and you had to file bankruptcy. Big corporations do it all the time. And what they do, they reprogram some things, they change some things, they tweak here, they tweak there. They may change the name of the business, but the core, whatever it was that they were doing, they're still at it. And then they change things, and then that second or third, or that new opportunity, or that restart, that new opportunity, that clean state, that clean slate, that repeat attempt. Oh, they get it right the next time. Then their business flourishes. And it's okay. It is okay. Redemption is another word when we think about second chance. Oh boy, some of our guests that we've got this month, there is a whole message of redemption in their stories. You're going to hear some compelling stories that are, they're going to touch your heart. People have gone through some stuff, y'all. How about another synonym? Getting a lucky break. Call it a lucky break. A reboot. A total restart. Okay? All of these are ways that I want you to be thinking about in this month of April. When we think about the fact that April is designated as Second Chance Month. Don't just think second chance in terms of prison incarcerated. Think about how many second chances you've had. Write them down on a piece of paper. You probably had a bunch. We talk about second chances a lot on this podcast. Because when we think about reset and reinventing ourselves, resetting and reinventing ourselves, we've got a second chance. We're doing something again. We're doing something better. We're getting past whatever the hurt and the pain that we experience, so that, wow, there's light over there beyond those hills. That's what life is all about, man. So I'm going to let you know that you deserve a second chance. You deserve a third chance. I've been married twice. And with me being the oldest of 4 children, when you're the oldest, you just want to set a good example for your siblings as a young person or as an adult. And one of the things that really bothered me with my second marriage that didn't last long, that's a whole nother topic in itself. But I do want to say that I do want to say that I didn't want to get a divorce. I wanted to make it work, but it just wasn't going to happen. And here's what I was going through my mind when I think about second chances and third chances and fourth chances, and some of the things that goes through our minds when we're making that decision is, oh man, this is going to be, divorce number 2. How is that going to look to my siblings, who at that particular time Had any of them been married? Yeah, 2 of them had been married for quite some time. So a lot of times we get in our own head in terms of, why we shouldn't do this and do that and let's tough it out and all of those things. And there's usually a lot of different reasons for um, uh, getting a divorce. But in terms of a second chance and in terms of someone getting in your ear on a positive tip, I do want to say that it was my grandfather who made a statement to me. He's deceased now. He said to me, you know what? I don't care if you have to get married 10 times. If you are not happy and things are not the way it ought to be, you shouldn't have to live your life unhappy for the rest of your life. And so that was like green light for me. After I'd done everything I possibly could, okay? So my point in sharing that story is that, guys, it's okay. Second chance, it's okay. It's okay. And don't beat yourself up, but know that God has something for you on the other side of that second chance. So here's what I want you to do this month. I want you to find a church. If you can in this month, find a church. Who knows? Maybe the church you attend is going to have a second chance Sunday. But let's reach out and show some love to some people out there that's been incarcerated. I know most of us know someone who has gotten in trouble with the law. Okay. So throughout this month, it is Second Chance Month. But all of the other designations that I shared with you, go ahead and take advantage of those as well. And I do want to let you know that make sure that you please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Reset to Reinvent YouTube channel. I want you to do that. I also want you to think about and write down all of the second chances that you've had personally. Because see, a lot of times we talk about stuff like this and we point the finger, oh yeah, this person. No. How about pointing to yourself? How many second chances have you had? And you're still here. You're better. You're stronger. You're wiser. Oh man, this is going to be a great month. So we definitely are bringing back Melissa Johnson. And if you did not get a chance to check out her episode, I think it was 53 or 54. I really can't remember. Sorry about that, guys. But you've got to check it out. Just go and listen to all the episodes in the month of March because all of them were really, really good. But Melissa is coming back because she's coming back by popular demand, and she's coming back soon. So listen, you guys have yourself a wonderful day. Have yourself a wonderful week. And thank you so much for being a wonderful part of our family here with our Reset to Reinvent podcast. Why? Because you deserve to be inspired. Peace.
Today's episode of Reset to Reinvent podcast is brought to you by the Adams Group Agency, developing final expense leaders.